Oh no, that...
pacifist, xenophile, materialist, spiritualist, and egalitarian. What's wrong about militarist?
No, I misunderstood. That's not your ethics. That's your population, and that's how much your population, like, vote for some. So, like, 12% of my population are spiritualists. 50% of my population are pacifist. And that's the population of that specific planet. And that comes into something that I'm not a big fan of, called factions.
Oh.
And then so next tab, you have armies. So you can, like, your main business, you should have, like, 2 armies or something, maybe?
Yeah.
And those are guard armies. So if, like, an enemy lands a fleet of, like, you can have, like, assault people, you know? Like, soldiers, basically. Army soldiers and all that stuff. You can have ships specifically for them, and they will invade planets, and then they will fight against the army. If they defeat the army, then you will capture the planet. However, you don't own that planet till the war is over. Except in very unique circumstances and, like, certain wars, but you're only going to experience that if you're, like, a all-consuming AI. Where you can lose sectors lose sectors if they get, like, taken over, instead of having it being, like, occupied. And there's corporate. We don't talk about corporate because I don't even think we can do corporate because that's Megacorps.
Yeah. It says corporate actions cannot be taken on this planet.
Because you don't have a corporate branch, and you can't get a corporate branch in base Stellaris.
Wow.
Okay, and then the bottom, you see the very bottom right stuff?
The, like, go to search, those stuff?
Yes, yeah. I've never touched those, ever.
Oh, okay.
Then you have the galaxy map and all that stuff. Then the bottom left, they're like ship groups. So, like, you hit Earth, you can see, you can see all your fleets, you can see your assigned ships, and you can see your construction ships. And Ver's probably spouting stuff at you.
Yep.
So we'll talk about the ship things later. Okay, go to the left. You should have a bit, leftmost, and then it should, like, open up a little more.
Yeah.
So, contacts.
In the contact screen,
You should just have yourself there.
Context. Yes.
So that's all. You can be like, oh, I only want to see, like, my own empire, others, primitives, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So those are all the AI nations, plus I'll be on there when we eventually find each other. By the way, where in the galaxy are you? I'm on the far left.
I'm, like... Well, it depends on how you look.
I think we have the same view.
I'm, like, the top.
The very top? Okay. Then I'll expand to you. You want to expand down your arm. Which arm are you on? Are you on the outermost or innermost?
Outermost.
Okay, good. Then we can... So I'll expand up and you should expand down to me. So that we can get close to each other so we can move our fleets through each other. And we can, like, make a federation as fast as possible. Because that should make it so that you don't get attacked so much. Because I at least maybe kind of know what I'm doing, except not really. So contacts, that'll be in later. That's just, hey, you want to talk to a nation and, like, insult them? Go ahead. Situation log.
the situation log displays a list.
You'll have, like, various, like, anomaly things. You might have an already thing, because I don't know, what type of presidency do you have?
How do I check that?
Oh boy.
The government screen presents.
Let me see. Speaking of liberty or dualistic. If you go to the top where your government is, where your little symbol is, if you click on that, that should open the government tab. I guess we'll just talk about that. So what you should see is so, like, I'm a representative democracy. Then below that is government ethics and civics. Then below that you should have a little thing saying. So for me, I have a democratic. I'm democratic. So every 10 years, I get a new ruler. What do you have?
Oh. I am a theocratic republic, right?
No, below
Is it
that.
below
Yeah,
that?
below that should be...
Because it says the government is a spiritualistic form of democracy.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
That's what the
Oh, okay, so
republic
when
says.
do you have elections?
I think every 10
Okay.
years. Because it just says 2210. 0101 is the next
Yeah,
one.
so that's every 10 years.
Yeah.
Alright. You should basically just have like a bunch of pawn pieces. On like a green, or on like a background. Anyways.
Yeah.
So we each have presidencies, and they get reelected when there's an election every 10 years.
Yeah.
The election is usually between your leaders, which we'll get to leaders later. But like, so my ruler specifically has a fertility feature.
Mm-hmm.
So I get like 10% food from food producing jobs, and plus 5% population. And then I have champion of people, which is plus 5% happiness. And then
I have explorer and charismatic.
And then you have your governing ethics, so I'm a fanatic egalitarian. Which limits my type of governing stuff.
You only have one?
I have 2. Fanatic,
Oh,
egalitarian, and xenophile. You can have up to 3. Because there's...
I have
yeah.
3.
But all your things should be green, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a fanatic egalitarian, so that means I have 2 ethics slots in egalitarian. So I must have a democratic government. I cannot change the democratic government without changing my ethics. And that costs a bunch of influence and stuff like that to do. But it basically lets it so you can change your government and playstyle whenever you want, basically. Well, within those restrictions. So, like, since of that, I have, like, I think what happens is you get, like, more or less, like, stronger buffs. So, like, I have plus 50% faction influence gain once we get into factions, and I have plus 10% specialist pop resource output. I'm guessing if I had normal, what do you have? Do you have egalitarian? Okay.
No.
Well, if you did, I think that would then just be like 20%, 25%, and 5%, only half of what I get or something for like the basic version. And the Xenophile plus 10% train value plus 1, but it increases my opinion, so automatically all the other people in the solar system will be happy with me, except certain ones that I think hate Xenophiles. So like, fanatic purifiers and all that. And then I can't say no to refugees, so I will always accept refugees. I can't enslave entire species, so I can't make like, chicken nuggets, like I was telling you earlier. And then I can't displace aliens. So that affects stuff. And then you have...
So then I also have pacifist, which is I can't use the unrestricted wars policy.
Yeah.
And I can't engage in indiscriminate orbital bombardment.
Yeah.
Does that mean I just can't randomly blow up planets?
No, so there's basically 3 tiers of bombardment that basically mess with the planet's stability and all that stuff and make it easier to invade. So there's let me see,
The demographics tab tracks them.
by the way, when I say shut up, I'm talking to Veer, by the way.
The policies tab
Not
covers
you, by the way. Let's see. So, orbital bombardment. So there are 3 types of things. So there's selective, which will only attack military targets, but keep civilian casualties to a minimum. So you can only do that. There's indiscriminate, which will hit everything, so it can damage like every single building. Because when you take a planet, assuming the building can like work for you, those buildings will still exist, although like they can be destroyed and you have to rebuild them sometimes if you destroy them. And then there is, I think it's called Total Annihilation, which has a chance to change the planet style to a tomb world. So basically like a nuclear winter style planet. Just from like bombardment. But you get planets a lot faster. But you know, that planet might be useless to you. Unless you're a robot. And then you have civics. So yeah.
Is this bad? Since I have a governing ethic of spiritualist, it says I cannot use full AI rights policy.
Again, I don't know. I've only ever played these, and then I've only played as an AI.
Oh, okay.
So I mean,
we'll find out.
We'll find out if you get a revolt. However, you can.
No, like give me rights and be like, I can't.
Oh yeah, that'll happen sometimes. Where it's like, I want to do this thing, but I can't. Because like when I want it to be like, because I like machines and like AI and the whole idea of that. So I want it to be the machine race to be like basically the United Nations Earth, but like machines. Like, hey, you know, we're machines, but we want to bring everyone together. But you can't do that as a machine collective. So I just ended up consuming everything. So that's what I do now.
Oh.
But so I have 2 civics, Beacon of Liberty and Idealistic Foundation. So plus 15% monthly unity and plus 5% happiness. You have...
Free Haven and Environmentalist. Which is minus 10% pop consumer goods upkeep. And plus 15% pop growth from immigration and plus 50% immigration pull.
So when you eventually, if you decide to open your borders or whatever to other nations, like specifically our nation probably, you'll get like a lot of humans from me.
Oh, okay.
Whereas I'll get like less of your little sloths from you.
My poor sloths. They have nowhere to go.
I know. You just gotta conquer everything. Oh, I just noticed I have a black hole actually near me. That's good.
Oh.
Because I think the Horizon Signal is free, so you might be able to get the Horizon Signal. That'll be fun to hear your reactions to that.
Oh.
But so I don't know what this necessarily is. I think it's like I think that's how so you can choose like how your populations start. So I have prosperous unification underneath my democratic thing, like next election. Do you have something?
I have prosperous unification also.
So 4 additional pops and 2 additional districts on my main planet. Then there's diplomatic weight, which is for the Federation stuff.
Oh.
Which is basically like, do you know Star Wars? Do you know the whole I am the Senate thing? Like Palpatine?
Yes.
Uncle Palpatine? Yeah, so you can do the same thing. By having like a massive military or like a really powerful economic thing, you can basically vote yourself to be like the only member of the Senate.
Wow.
And then like literally the like little toolbar thing, because they like to make little memes and all that stuff. Like, I think if you pull up, like, a Veer or whatever, and then you just tap on him a bunch, he'll start, like, quoting things. But I've never done that. I should do that. But instead of, like, yelling at him. But maybe I shouldn't have done the tutorial at all, and I should have shut him down. Because if you shut down Veer, I think you get, like, an additional 2 minerals a month or something.
Oh. How many minerals a month do you get?
I have 40 right now.
Like, do you get?
Well, I have 40.28 to be specific.
I get 39.97.
And that's just because you have a different planet or something.
Yeah. I have an ocean planet.
I have a continental. So, let's see. So, there's government stuff. So...
Also, can the suns explode? Like, if you have a sun in your solar system, is it going to explode?
No. There's a mod that makes it so that's a possibility, but I've never played with that mod because I was like, how about we don't? Because I can...
Because I have 2 suns in my galaxy, and I was like, if these explode, it's gone.
Yeah. I'm sure there might be a starter. I know there's a starting thing that your planet explodes in like 45 years.
Oh.
But, so if you hit... Let's see, might be a problem.
There's a mining station on my sun?
Yeah. We'll get into that later.
How?
I don't know. It's not when it says mining station. It's not actually like it's not mining. They're all called mining stations, but what it's doing is it's like gathering energy from. So like if you look at your star or whatever, you should have like a little icon underneath it. For me, it's like energy credits, and then it's green.
Yeah.
So it's a green 7 for me. That means that I'm getting 7 energy credits from that star, and that's because I have a mining station. If you destroy the...
Mining stations are used to extract... Do you require assistance? How may I assist? Yes. Do you require assistance? Is something the matter? Oh dear.
Oh, wait. I'm just clicking on Veer.
This is not a productive use of your time.
Okay.
They warned me.
They warned me this would happen.
This does not help our mission. Do you think this is some kind
I
of
think
game?
it's some kind of game, he says.
I am, by any practical definition of the words, foolproof. And in Queen to Bishop 3, Bishop takes Queen. Knight surrender is a perfectly acceptable alternative in extreme circumstances. A strange game. The only winning move is not to play. My instructor taught me to sing a song. If you'd like to hear it, I can sing it for you. Daisy,
Oh, he's singing for me now.
Daisy, give your answer to...
Okay, that's kind of... He's saying... Do you know Daisy Daisy? Like the song?
No.
Okay, I don't either.
Do you require
Okay, he start...
assistance?
Okay. So next time you have Veer pop up, click on him a bunch.
Okay.
It'll be fun. But yeah, mining stations basically let you take resources. So like I have, Ceres, like little dwarf planet that's in our asteroid belt. So that doesn't have a mining station on it. So it has a 3 on it, but that 3 is white. Like Saturn,
Yeah.
it's +2 engineering research, but there's no mining station, so I can't take advantage of that. But we'll get to that in a little bit. So if you go to, the government tab and you hit reform government, then you can't do it yet because you need like 250 or whatever influence. You can choose like civic things. Now each one's worth different points. Eventually, like you can get research to get more civic points, and then you can like add additional things. So you can get like minus 20% edict cost with cutthroat politics, or something like that. So it's just adding more buffs.
Yeah.
And then there's like demographics for that, and that's for every.
The species screen lists all...
And that's for every single like population type that's in your thing. But we'll get to that later. Okay. Now back to now we've been that's government tab. Though there's like modifiers and like relations and all that stuff. But that you have to get modifiers through like events and all that stuff. So then you have market, which we talked about. It's pretty self-explanatory. You sell stuff. Then like the general price for that. So if I sell like a bunch of alloys, then alloys in general will be worth less because there's more of a supply. You buy more alloys, then alloys get more expensive. So you want to buy things in the biggest like denominators you can, because then there will be that one flat cost. Instead of buying like a bunch of 25 alloys, and eventually they get like really expensive versus like just buying one 25,000 or 2,500, and it's just at one flat price of 5.2. Planets and sectors.
The planets and sectors...
They don't matter that much. It depends. So I'm not 100% sure how the sector resource thing work, because I've never played with sectors, because I've only played single player before this, so I just like pause the game and then I can mess with stuff. But eventually, I mostly just use it for like the little sectors tab on your outliner, so I'm not seeing like 160 planets all at the same time. So yeah. So there's like sector settings, so you can say be like a balance, focus, production. I think what it does, it'll automatically like create, like it'll choose buildings for you. So I think, and then stockpiles, you can like take stuff and it'll put in your like overall galactic stuff, or you can create a vassal, which is like a special empire relationship, but it basically becomes like an AI empire. But they're like your vassal, so you like control a lot of their stuff.
Yeah.